Oh, shit. Here we go again.
So if this is about competition, let us have competition.
What? Welcome out to the Gamers Council. I am your host, WEBDAVE, along with my co-host, Hargeet Chani. Hargeet, buddy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. Asante will be here in just a few minutes. He's in the midst of driving, but he will be here in probably the next 10-15 minutes, so never fear. Plume, Tony from the Plume Network, messaged me a few minutes before the show, and has some family thing come up last minute, and he needs to take care of that, and I totally 1000% understand. So he will be back on another episode, so never fear. Tony from Plume Network Gaming Network will be here again in the future. So we'll look forward to talking to him when he can. But like I said, this what he's dealing with right now is very important. So he will let him take care of what he's got to do tonight. But Hargeet, buddy, how you doing, man? How's it going?
Yeah, it's been going well enough. Another week, another doom and gloom, of course, as usual. Though this time there was a bit more for a different console. Maybe some stuff going on with the game that just came out recently on PlayStation.
No. Oh, what do you mean? I mean,
it's a banger. It's a real banger.
What happened?
Of a failure.
What happened?
But hey,
no, how terrible! That's just awful. How terrible! Oh
no. We'll definitely probably get into that tonight as well. Oh goodness! So we do have a super chat, and we do have a gift of membership as well. So we're gonna knock that out real fast. First, I do have to say one thing to a member of the chat and a member of this community right now, and that's Fark you. I mean, hey buddy, what's up? All right, here we go.
All right, Adidas 20 $5. What's up, WEBDAVE? Salute to Asante and Big P Hargeet Olives the Wise. Oh, Plume, I guess, yeah. Hargeet Olives the Wise one. Did anyone notice since Sony lost Call of Duty money, now games cost too much to make? Well, yeah, that's what they complained about. It's a minor little issue. And since you mentioned olives, we can give you some olives. Let's see if I can find the olives. Here you go. Enjoy some olives.
Olives. See money, where you at, buddy? See money. I have invited him and Doodle to a future episode, so hopefully they'll be able to join us in the next couple of weeks or so. We'll see when their schedule permits. So that would be good to have them back on again, because I know they'll be talking some shit. I'm just of course, I'm just saying. We all know what they say, but and also we do have, this is very, very nice of him, Spartan 661, dude. He gifted five
memberships. Nice.
5 memberships, dude. And let's see. They went out to Roberto Z, RSJ fan. Hello, RSJ fan. Let's see. One Trick Pony, Vic C, and BT Maverick. Guys, if you get a chance, big thank you to Spartan for doing that. Appreciate you, sir. That's amazing. And if you want to get one of your own memberships, just want to get one straight up, so you can have access to all these cool emojis. Just to know, a basic membership with access to all of the emojis is only $1. That's it. Just a buck, because it's as cheap as they'll let us do it. So that way you can have access to all those cool emojis, which I just threw up on the screen. So there you go. Which there you go. So oh yeah, and then of course welcome Crispy Bomb. Crispy Bomb's in the house. Hello, Crispy. Yeah, it's let's see, a new term. Stomping a Pony. It's called getting the. Yeah, we do have the nice little pony emoji there. There we go. For the ultimate pony. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, but guys, welcome to the show. We appreciate each and every one of you joining us. We have over 84 people here joining us so far, and we're definitely going to get this party started. Like I said, Asante will be here in just a little bit, so never fear. And like I said, Plume couldn't be here tonight, but he will be here when he gets a chance. And so Asante messaged me and says he's 5 minutes away. So, but I'm like, take your time, dude. Better safe than sorry. So, Hargeet, where do you want to start the show at tonight? Where do you want to go first? We're waiting on a guest.
I don't want to go into too many topics because, like, we have Asante coming.
That's true. That's true.
Well, let's opinion and stuff. So, what have you been doing, WebDave? What have you been playing?
Let's see. Well, I actually, I've been. Oh no, it's Alex. Always talks about the Path of Exile. And I was like, blah blah blah. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I'm like, meh. And then I, for some reason, I guess I just never noticed that it's actually free to download on Xbox, like free to play on the Xbox. Wow. So I went on the store and I was like, Path of Exile. I was like, oh, free? What? Okay, so I downloaded it. It's pretty good. I still like Diablo from personally better, but I see what he's talking about. It's very well done. If you like that type of game, it's good. It's fun to play, and it's free to play. So there you go. And you can, hook up with your friends and and play, there too. So that's always good. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been dabbling in is the Path to Exile, and then some other games I downloaded. I saw Dirt playing a game. It was like Chinese Mafia or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, and so I downloaded it and getting ready to start playing it too. Look pretty good. It's overhead
Chinese
shooter.
Mafia.
I think
go look at what he was playing.
Let me see here. What was it? Let me open my tabs.
Chinese Mafia.
I think maybe it's I don't know. Maybe I got it totally wrong. let me look. Sometimes I'm stupid. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, yeah, it's PC. All right, let's see. Okay, wait, that's the PC version. I didn't load to the console, so maybe it's.
Let me look at his games here.
Or you can even look at mine because I downloaded it. Maybe it'll show up on mine.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if I actually started it, so I don't know what triggers it. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, WebDave is my gamer tag if anybody wants to add me. So.
There you are. I'll see what you have.
No, I didn't play My Little Pony. Stop it. Just kidding. That would be hilarious.
You didn't play My Little Pony?
I know, right? What am I thinking?
My little pony, my little pony.
Precious. Anyway. Oh, goodness. Goodness.
Let's see. Kunitsugami? Because that's the only one I see here. I'll keep looking.
Yeah, maybe because I haven't started playing it yet, it's not going to pop up. I will find it.
Yeah, let me look at.
Oh, you know what? Let me. Because I asked Dirt what he was playing, so let me just look under his conversation I had with Dirt. Okay, it's called Hong Kong Massacre. I was totally wrong.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Hong Kong Massacre is what it's called. That's actually I thought it was a pretty damn good game. So yeah, because I was like, dude, what do you got playing in the background? And he told me, I was like, oh, I like that. Well, I'll just see if I can put some gameplay footage up of this game, the big mystery game, and oh my goodness, we gotta call this out too, Hargeet. Our buddy, Spartan, 661. Look what he did.
Ooh,
again,
more of them.
I know, right? Ooh, can you read those names off? Holy crap, there's a couple of them I'm not sure about.
Let me see if I can. Are they in the normal chat?
Yeah, they're in the chat. Yep, right after the big.
Let's see.
Oh no, they'd be on the YouTube chat.
Oh, I'd have to go to YouTube. Got it. Sorry.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
That's cool. Go to YouTube.
That's all right.
Hold on.
What's up, buddy? Hello.
I am so sorry that I am late.
Don't
That's
I
okay.
had some prior agreements, but here I am.
you
How's
gotta do what you
everybody
gotta
doing?
do. So yeah, and also just to let you know, Tony from the Plume Gaming Network, he is actually not going to be able to join us tonight. He had a family thing come up. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, so unfortunately he's not. But he's going to make another show. He was disappointed because he actually wanted to hang out with both you and Hargeet, and he said, "So we'll make it happen again in the future." So there you go.
No worries.
Yeah. So but yeah, it's so what we're doing, I don't know if you have YouTube pulled up the chat there, Asante or Can.
About to right now.
Spartan 661 has gifted some more memberships, and I don't want to butcher some of these.
Okay, so we got Lamingo Da, Amit Kumar, Crispy Bomb, Punty, and then Sherwin Williams. Those were the 5.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. Even Crispy got one. That's nice. So yeah, please say a big thanks in the chat.
Oh yeah, Crispy.
Spartan
Sorry,
661. That is so awesome.
Crispy.
Yeah, and of course, with that, if you got gifted memberships, then you have access to all of these emojis. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. There you go. So just for $1 if you do it, or if you get a gifted membership, you have access to that for a whole month. And if you want to renew, it's just $1. That's it. That's all. Okay, Asante is now here. That is so awesome. I'm gonna throw K up here with Hargeet. Put him in the first spot. There we go. As our featured guest, and put me at the bottom because that's where I deserve to be.
Stop it.
No, to me, like I said, being the head of the show, I'd rather highlight all the great people that are joining my show, and I'm not the feature. You guys are. So I appreciate each and every one of you. In case again, thank you so much for being here. I guess if you don't mind, Hargeet, we'll take one step back from our topics. And Hargeet, you were at a certain. All right, we got to do this one more time. Spartan, bless you. Thank you so much. You don't have to keep doing this, but look what he did it one more time. Oh my goodness!
There we go.
So
Joe Dunmore, Thin, and then Abdel, Ninja Scroll 30, and then Magnum. I got the next set.
Oh yeah, I like that Magnum. Anyway, so yeah, so big dude, thank you so much, Spartan 661. What is it? Mav would say, "Choo choo, motherfucker." Anyway, thank you so much for doing that. It means a lot, and I really appreciate it. But now everybody that's on there, they have access to all the emojis. So burn them up, guys. Use them up. Throw them in the conversation. TTS, all that kind of good stuff. And then, wait, who is that in the chat? Wait, who is that I see on the screen right now?
Why so serious?
Welcome, Why So Serious? Sorry. This is my excuse to play a soundbite. And then if Sean shows up in the chat. Anyway, alrighty then. All right, so KU, I'm off the rails tonight. 120 people in the chat. Thank you so much for being here on both X and on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. But Kay, you were at a I guess was it Gamescom? No,
Gamescom. Yeah.
Gamescom. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your experience being on the ground, on the floor. What was it like? Hargeet will be back in a second.
Sure.
Wrong button again.
No worries. No, Gamescom was fun, man. Let's see. It was an unusual experience, especially, and I say this for those of us who may understand exactly what I'm talking about here. So since COVID, right, we the idea of being in a place with so many people has been taking some getting used to, right? And then you go to a place that has, like, I don't know, 500,000 people walking the floor in 3-4 days. It was a bit of getting used to, but no, it was so much fun. Got to meet a lot of really cool developers. Actually, funny enough, while I was driving here, one of the developers that I met, who's indie game developers that I wanted to have on my show one of these days, contacted me from New Zealand. He's interested in coming on the show. Like, yeah, you make connections. It was really an unusual experience. It was awesome. I enjoyed my time in LA, but Germany was a completely different kind of vibe. It was really, really, really cool. And Hargeet, it's actually very serendipitous I get to speak to you, sir, because for you, I have went out and I have sought and I have come back with information of one Unknown 9, which I got to play. So it was awesome. Yes, it was really cool. So yeah, no, there's so much to talk about. I saw so many games, got to meet a bunch of folks who live and breathe the whole music, the whole game development side, and it was just very, very, very cool. Very cool.
Sorry, caught in the middle
Caught
of
him
the
off guard.
I was wetting my whistle, as it were.
Indeed.
Oh goodness, man! So many members of the chat here. Fun speculations here. Red Wolf's here now. Gosh, thank you guys so much for joining us, and I say this because I love him, and that is Mav when he does his Mav rant. Whenever he's on his solo or on one of his shows, when he gets into it, and man, fires me up, man, every time. I love it. So shout out to Mav and his rants.
Indeed.
And his lovely wife Caitlin, who lets him do all this stuff. We all know it takes a village sometimes, that's for sure. Because
you are not wrong.
So okay, sounds like you had a really good time there, and I guess Hargee will kind of talk more about it as next year's summer fest thing happens, whatever it's going to be called or happening. But I'm going this year to LA.
Excellent.
So
yeah, there you go. That's awesome. Yeah, I actually, believe it or not, just got back from Gamescom. I feel jealous I didn't get to go to PAX. It looks like there's a lot of good moving and shaking at PAX as well. It's like a bug you catch. Now all of a sudden you want to be at all those places. You know what I mean? It's really cool. It's really cool. If you have a chance to, I really say, I advocate that you do so. Whether you're a creator or just a huge fan of the industry, there's always something for somebody. It's really fun. I enjoyed myself. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm right there with you. And dude, it was so cool because I know it's like there was the Black Viking and Paris, kind of that little kind of teasingly back and forth they've been having about the face off. So hopefully we'll get some kind of update as to that. I've seen the pictures of him with Colt.
I'll put this out there now. I am disappointed at the Black Viking. I needed to see some video footage of the first time they meet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I needed to see some video footage. I was looking forward to it. Clearly they've met already. I didn't get to see what happened. Come on.
Well, maybe you'll get to see the bruises later. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I doubt it.
I doubt it too. I know. Paris is super awesome and super nice.
Yeah, great human. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, somebody said in chat, you say Paris Lily's name 3 times, he appears, but not always true. But you never know. I do know he listens on occasion, which we appreciate that as well. All right, guys. So where do we want to go? We got a lot of different topics we can dive into. The main, I guess. I guess we can just start there with the thumbnail, as it were, about the Black Myth Wukong on Xbox, and a lot of back and forth. A lot of people saying, it was money had it. Other people are saying it wasn't. People are saying, well, some of the comments that Microsoft said makes it sound like, they have some kind of knowledge that it was controlled and they can't do anything about it, but they're not going to step on any toes and really get into any more than that. So I guess Hargee, we'll start with you. What do you think about this situation, or does it even matter?
Well, I mean, does it matter? No, it's just another game. It is what it is. It'll eventually come over, but it's just your standard shadiness, I guess. There's a lot of oddities with this one though, right? Normally you would expect if somebody's doing something to pay for exclusivity, that kind of make it known, but I guess not in this case. It's kind of just an odd one. But either way, if it's being excluded for monetary gain, I mean, that's just normal industry stuff. It happens, whatever. Am I surprised? No. So whatever, right? But it'd be nice if it came to the Xbox, but good for them. They're selling a ton of it on Steam, and they still did pretty well on PlayStation. What is it? 3+ million copies sold there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what are they up to now on PC? Is it 15+ million? I don't know, something ridiculous, right? cool. That's awesome. They did really, 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 really well, right? So good for them. Hopefully, eventually, it does make it to the Xbox. It doesn't seem like they're saying it's not coming, but they're saying it's held up indefinitely because of some technical issue, which really just means we've been paid to not put it there for a while. Okay, so,
So
that's really all it is. So I mean, you can look at it from a controversial perspective and saying, okay, well, why did it happen? But look, is this abnormal? No, like we see it all the time, right? So am I like surprised? No, not really. Would it have been better if it was the other way around? No, that might have been good. But it is what it is, right? But it'd be the same thing for the other side. So I don't know. It doesn't shock me. What does annoy me is if it's true that they kind of blamed the technical issues that they had with a memory leak, on the Xbox side, and I'm like, come on, memory leak, really? Memory leak? All right, like,
Yeah.
that's for those who don't know how coding works. Like, we're on languages where memory leaks, to make that happen, you'd have to be pretty stupid, right? All of it's kind of automatic nowadays. So I'm like looking at, what did you do to create a memory leak? And like, okay, you must have done something out of band to make that happen, because you're using UE5. So unless they did something really crazy, C# will automatically take care of this. So I don't know what the heck they did that would cause a memory leak. So I'm like, okay, so they must have done something weird. But then we all check with bounce checkers nowadays. So like, this just doesn't seem like the thing it could be. But okay, maybe that's it. It's just like, it just seems way out of whack though. Nowadays, you just don't see that. It's very uncommon to have that happen, because people learn and languages adapt it. They take care of this stuff automatically for you. So you don't even have to think about it anymore. And I'm like, well, why would that be? But anyway, okay, so maybe they have some weird thing they did with it, and turned out it was just bullshit. They just got a bag. Had to blame something. It's like, that's the part that bugs me. It's like, it's always a Series S. Like, come on. Just say you got a bag. Who cares? Just fine. Like, that would have just been better. Like, whatever. Stop blaming freaking technology. It's just, you got a bag. Okay, fine. Whatever.
Yeah. I agree with that. So, what about you, Asante? What are your thoughts on this?
So, I mean, again, we can't know, because it seems there's a concerted effort to not let the public know. But again, as Hargeet's saying, is it surprising to me? No. Does it ultimately matter? From multiple angles, no. From the consumer's perspective, if you're an Xbox only gamer and you don't get this and you're upset by it, I can understand that. You were hoping it would come to this platform, and it hasn't yet, and that's unfortunate for you. I get that, right? But am I surprised? Frankly, not, right? Because and maybe this is my fresh eyes coming from Gamescom, but you're going to see a lot more of this, because when it's just allowed to be, when games are just allowed to release where they release, Xbox is becoming undeniable now. And most people in the States may not necessarily see that, because, there's a lot of that moving and shaking, a lot of the console back and forth in the States. But like, and I see you in the chat, Special Nick. Good evening, good sir. Actually, good day, I would say, for you. I got to meet him as well. If you walk the floors of Gamescom, Microsoft owns it all, basically. There are 10 halls, right? And one of the halls is where they are. And within that one hall, all the other halls are represented in their hall as well, right? So you can go to the Konami booth, you can go to the Capcom booth, you can go all these other halls, or you could just stay at Microsoft, where a lot of those guys are also. They incorporate so many others, right? So it's like, if you're a direct competitor and you don't specifically go and pluck things to go, ooh, this is ours, chances are it's not going to be yours. It's going to be everywhere, including your direct competitor. So I personally, again, I'm not sure if this is an actual factual thing, but if it is, I'm definitely not surprised. Like, definitely not surprised, and I would expect to see far more of this. As far as the technical aspects of it, Hargeet made it plain, right? And although yes, they are on different infrastructure, and yes, a console is different than a PC. Like, this thing runs on the Ally X, right, which has 8 gigs of VRAM. Like, seriously. And oh, by the way, the Series S has 11 gigs of VRAM. Like, VRAM is the priority here, and this thing is fine. Like I'm running this on my handheld. It's running like butter. It's not a problem, right?
Nice.
Yes, optimization can be done and should be done in the console space. Absolutely. But I wouldn't be surprised if the idea is, hey, you know, here's the bag, but one of the contingencies of you taking that bag is not telling anyone that you took the bag. So what's the easiest scapegoat we can do? It's the scapegoat that we always do. You know, it is what it is. And, you know, chances are you'll see it show up sooner rather than later, you know, or you'll see it show up later rather than sooner. It could be, right? Another one that I say, and I've had a chance to play this, and luckily enough, I was able to play that as well. I've said this on my show. What do you call it? Phantom Blade Zero. That game is amazing. Like, oh my God. That also gets plucked and will not come on the Xbox day one. This is what happens when your competitor basically incorporates every other AAA third-party vendor, third-party publisher, right? If you don't pluck some of these special flowers because you are your first party, all of a sudden you risk losing your position. Like seriously, risk losing your position because they have it all at this point. You walk the floors of Gamescom, that's what you learn. They have it all at this point, right? So I don't think this is surprising, and I expect to see a lot more of this, but will it stop the inevitable? I don't think so. And what's the inevitable? The inevitable is at some point, they'll give up the ghost of this whole, you know, we get this, you get that thing, and eventually it'll just start flowing everywhere because Black Myth making a lot of money, right? I suspect that games like Stellar Blade would have made this level of money, but of course the bag stopped a little bit of that. There'll be others like Square Enix is walking around with their cautionary tale of never again, you know, that kind of stuff, right? So this is what PlayStation needs to do in order to keep their business model relevant, and they're very much at risk of their business model not being relevant anymore because the other guy is just kind of, you know, playing fast and loose right now, you know, and I mean, my prediction is let's wait till a quarter or two from now when Microsoft starts speaking to the numbers, speaking to the money they're making on the backs of PlayStation and everyone else. And all of a sudden the tune will start changing quickly. You know what I mean? So yeah, I am definitely not surprised. I expect to see more of this until PlayStation themselves decide, hey, you know what? Maybe we can make some money off of the other platforms' backs as well, which they've already started with Switch and whatnot. But I think they're going to go further. You know, yeah. So this is not surprising to me at all.
There you go. And I don't know. It's it just seems like it's a lesson that a lot of these companies just don't seem to learn. Like Square, you know, they had to really get the beat down and change leadership before, you know, they could really enact some changes.
But of course, on the flip side, Sony themselves have also changed leadership, right? Yes. The ones that were spearheading this kind of initiative have also been let go, basically, right? So the sea change, whether we like it or not, is coming, right? Like just like people kept going, well, these guys always do A and these guys always do B. Yes, their jerseys are the same, but the leadership is completely different. So we don't know what to expect from them. We're still kind of waiting for all of that to materialize. Interesting times.
It is. Hargeet, any follow up on that or?
No, I agree that like the industry is changing. Look, this Xbox just did something that's crazy, right? They bought ABK for $70 billion. That is going to change things. There's just no way around that, right? They were never going to stay the same. They have to reforge a path. There's just no way around that. And the way they're looking at things, you know, they see the future and say, well, you know, X amount of percent of our revenue or the revenue in gaming is not in console. It's elsewhere. And that X is much larger than console. It's just a fact, right? And so you look at that and you say, well, I got to continue to keep my enthusiasm with my console. And I also have to look at where the industry is going and say, I want to be where they are, you know, where people are going. So I keep making money. And, you know, they have been very future looking. They've made sure they're where the customers are, you know, as far as the next generations, PC, mobile, right? Continuing the console to keep the enthusiasm. But there's just limits to what they can do there. And they're saying, fine, you know what? We're going to give you what you want, sort of, but we're also going to not give you what you want, so we keep ourselves sustainable and also forge a path forward. And that's just the way it's going to be. Like, you can't expect ABK $70 billion and then we're going to make that exclusive. That's just not a viable thing. And they're looking at even Bethesda and saying, well, okay, is it really all of this is going to be exclusive? Is it really, does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we, take a look at what Bobby did in ABK, and man, his returns were really good. And if we can get something kind of like that, why not? Right. And where's the issue level, right? So when does it fall, too much? And when does Xbox become irrelevant as far as a console? And they're trying to figure that out. They're just working that out. But this is the path they're on. It's a tough journey, but it is what it is. On the flip side, we're seeing sales of the Xbox console increase, not decrease. It's increasing. It's getting more sales in Europe. It's getting more sales in Japan, of all places, where it shot up to number 1 on Yodobashi. Like, okay, beating PlayStation, beating Nintendo. Like, okay, that's weird. Now, that might be just a little blip, but PlayStation did just increase the price of the console over there by like $90. And apparently people said, well, we don't want that. We're going to go over to your competition, and shot up the sales of the Series X. Okay, that's cool, right? So we don't know how this is going to work out, right? It may work out great. By the way, the prices for Game Pass are ridiculously awesome in Japan. $7.50 for Ultimate per month. $2-ish, something like that for PC. It's like ridiculously cheap. It's ridiculously cheap. But hey, that is we don't know if it doesn't just resonate with people when you say, it's not necessary that we're going to have everything be exclusive. We're going to have some things go everywhere. And then maybe that just brings people over and they're like, oh, that looks cool. Maybe I should go over there. And we still don't know what happens with Call of Duty, even though it's everywhere. It seems like it's starting to push Xbox console sales, which is what we expected, right? So look, we'll see how this pans out. Like, this whole exclusivity thing is going to be interesting going forward. If you want smaller games to be exclusive, I can see that. If you want Spider-Man's at 300 and whatever million, well, I mean, you could try it and hopefully you make money off of it, but you have to generate a lot of freaking sales to make that work. It might behoove you to just say, all right, well, that kind of game, maybe it stays exclusive for a year or two, and then heck, it already is going to come to PC. We know that. So it's going to lose that exclusivity. At that point, why not bring it to Nintendo and Xbox too and just make money? It's like, at some point, you just have to look at it that way. Now, Nintendo is lucky in that their games sell. So they're okay. And they don't spend as much making their games. So that's changing too. So keep an eye on that. And if they start to see the same thing, you might be surprised that they do the same bloody thing. But right now, they're sitting pretty. They make a lot of profit. They're happy. But, look, Sony's got this problem. They wanted to pivot to their games as a service to sustain their massive pipeline of very expensive games. And that didn't work out. So now what? I don't know. So I think they're going to be doing some similar things soon. You just have to look out for that. So we'll see how that goes. Concord being the latest great banger that came out and sold, what was it, 25,000 copies?
Yep.
That's not 25,000 copies in a second, folks. That's just total. That's not good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we are.
That is crazy. Hargeet, can you read that? I guess the member
sure.
chat?
Abdel, member for 4 months. Thanks, bud. I don't have a problem with Sony money hatting. I'm mad at them lying.
Yeah.
I will not support Wukong on Xbox. F them. By the way.
Goedenavond, Asante. Alles goed? Ja, heel goed, man.
Okay,
hopelijk goed met jou ook. Ja. Dutch.
So that's Dutch. Got it. I'm like, wait a second.
Nice.
Thanks for pitching in there.
Thank you for not cussing out Asante and another.
Oh, come on now.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So yeah. Sorry, I get a little comfortable here in this chair. So we got over 260 people watching us on YouTube and on X. Thank you so much. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Please do that. Hit the bell icon. We'll be on every Sunday. Maybe some extra shows coming in the future, but for now, that's what we're doing. And so yeah, appreciate you being here. We're getting close to really close to 3K on our subscriber base.
Awesome.
Trying to get past that threshold, and we can get to this goal. just kidding. But yeah. So but yeah, it's you know, I look forward to playing it, and of course, some people are pointing out that if you have the was it the NVIDIA, you can actually load up that app.
GeForce.
If you
Yeah.
bought it, yeah, you can actually go ahead and play it now on your Xbox,
Mhm.
through the
True.
port kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty good from what they say. So
Yeah.
kind of cool.
I mean, I have my 4090. I'm just gonna play it there. Apparently, this is a power hungry game, anyways. So
Yeah.
it's not doing that great on the PS5 performance wise. So
Mhm.
I think I'll just play it on PC. I already bought it on PC. I'll just play it on PC. Whatever.
Very good. Very good. Let's see. There's a lot of games coming this month too. Let's kind of just jump in there real quick, just to kind of talk about what's coming up this month alone. It's got some big stuff coming, and it's just to the Xbox, not necessarily to Game Pass or anything like that. But I mean, and there's some big stuff coming to Game Pass, which we just found out about. But I mean, my goodness, we got the Warhammer, Space Marine 2. I'm really looking forward to playing that. It looks like it's.
I
gonna
played
be,
about 10 minutes of that at Gamescom.
There you go.
They had a few booths. Got a chance to play it. It is as good as you remember it. It is as good as it should be. If you've played Space Marine 1, it's more of that. But boy, them graphics are amazing. It's something else. It's really good.
Yo,
Very
Quidditch
cool.
Champions is coming to Game Pass.
It is.
Oh, wait,
Dang, it's coming to PlayStation Plus as well, right?
Yeah.
Wow, it's only like a $30
That's
game,
awesome.
too, I think.
Hell yeah!
Well, there you go. There you go.
go.
So again, this month we got Age of Mythology, we got the NBA 2K25, Space Trucker,
Ace Attorney, nice.
yeah. Casting of Frank Stone. So yeah, there's definitely some good stuff.
And we have more coming, right? Because of some announcements from Tokyo Game Show, right?
Tokyo Game Show. Yeah.
Which it turns out, as expected, they will be there, and there probably will be some sort of show. We'll see what happens, but
yeah. I've said for the last like 5 or 6 episodes, some people are like, "Oh, you're just smoke, blowing smoke." It's like, no, I just and I don't necessarily have any insight, but let's just say I've got some. All of us on the panel have been nice enough to be able to know some people that different people, not necessarily the same people, but that have been nice enough to say hey, be on the lookout for this, and and some teasers have kind of dropped for it. But if you think that it's a Tokyo Game Show, that there's not going to be an Xbox presence, there's going to be a third party presence that will blow you away, because Square Enix, Capcom, Namco, Sega, all these big companies have a lot of great stuff that are coming to the Xbox. Some things coming to Game Pass, some things just coming into the ecosystem that may have not ever been there before.
And like I said during Gamescom, all of those names you've mentioned were in the Xbox booth, in the Xbox hall that represented Xbox. You played all of them in Xbox, which was very eye-opening. You wonder where the relationships are. There's just so anecdotally, I left my brother. My brother came with me. Hadn't seen him in many years. He lives in the Netherlands. He doesn't play games as much as he used to. He's just like a FIFA player or whatever. He's like, oh, okay. I'll just leave you here. 10 halls. Go have fun. There's halls with nothing but clothes. You can go buy something to be fun. 6 hours later, I come back. I call him through WhatsApp. Hey man, where are you? Oh yeah, I'm still at that Xbox booth. This Marvel Rivals is amazing. Oh, then I played FIFA. Then I played Forza. Then I played all within the Xbox booth. It's crazy out there. So I'm not surprised that you're going to start seeing a lot of interesting things coming second and third party that kind of buddy up to the Xbox that it's an interesting time.
No, for sure. Hargeet, can you read that comment from a legendary Yobi?
Sure. All right. At WebDave, I played the Quidditch Champions in a closed beta. It's going to be a great game. And if they take care of this with a great care, definitely will stand the test of time. All right.
Nice.
Hey, it's going to be in Game Pass. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
PlayStation players get to play it on PSN. Xbox gamers get to play it on Game Pass. This is awesome.
I definitely agree with that for sure. That is that's some good stuff. Let's hide that post. There we go. So yeah, like I said, there's so many different directions we can go tonight. But I do. There is a game that was kind of showed a little more detail. Oh, all right. Somebody said do a little salt. All right, we'll give a little salt.
Okay.
What? I know what salt. No, not us. But in that realm, so I guess a certain beta came out this where you can play a certain COD game started and so yeah, it got some pretty good little numbers there so far. Just from the beta, so like a snapshot is over 70,000 people in game playing right now. Now, I mean, there's a beta, I guess a playable type thing if you pre-ordered type thing. But if you on Game Pass, it's included. Being able to play early is in playing the beta is included. And no, I'm not under any kind of NDA. I just have friends that I don't want to piss off if I said too much. There we go. That's probably the best way to say that. And it's funny that Why So Serious should mention this. I wonder if COD Beta can beat Concord. Well, because this is what Concord's number were at the exact same time. In game. Fully released game.
Oh man.
These are just Steam numbers, so I'm sure there's many tens or 15 more people playing on PlayStation that would increase this number. So 68 people on Steam playing Concord at the same time as the beta for
Yikes.
So yeah, your guys, any thought on that? We'll go with K Asante first. K any obviously it's not doing what they thought it was going to do. And I'm not trying to pour salt in anybody's wounds, but this is not good for Sony. And people saying that it's no big deal is stupid.
No, it is a big deal. I mean, I'm not quite as gloom and doom on it as others may be. I just think this is a lesson learned, and they needed that lesson, right? So, like they've been, and let me be clear, I'm a gamer of all stripes. I play everywhere. I enjoy my games everywhere. So I have a PS5. I don't play it as much because they don't give me reason to play it as much. Spent the money, want to play it more, right? I actually have a PlayStation Plus subscription. My question is, why wasn't this game there day one? The beta was, but Concord was not. Right. And I mean, since we knew COD was going to be in Game Pass, let's be absolutely clear here. COD doesn't need Game Pass. Concord needs PlayStation Plus. It always had. It's a new IP. No one, it has some interesting ideas, but if it's a good game, which I've spoken to some, and I will preface it by saying, this is not my kind of game, right? So you kind of lost me when you didn't include a campaign, but that's fine. People like the Black Viking and Slomo Backslap that play these kind of games played the beta and said, hey, the bones of the game are great. There may be some issues, but there's a solid base there of the game that's fun. I would think the smart move would be to put it into PlayStation Plus and traverse that divide, get people who might be on the fence to just be like, hey, I'll give this a shot, right? So that was the first lesson learned, I think, from them. Second is thinking that you can coast on your PlayStation brand and name on Steam. They'll tell you to pound sand. You're throwing a game that has historically been free to play and you're adding a charge to it, right? Which good luck with that. And we see what you're getting, right? So these are the lessons that I think they should learn, right? Because if you're going to play in these waters, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. You are not Caesar just because you're PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? You don't just walk in and own things. You got to adapt to the new ground that you're on. And it didn't look like they were doing that. So I believe this will teach them how to move in those new waters. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying it's gloom and doom, because there have been many a gloom and doom game. There have been many Ubisoft games that you think, oh yeah, this thing is a wrap. You know, where the body bags? Let's just put it out in the back. And then they quietly work on it, and now For Honor is making them a killing, right? And now, you know, they're still going. The question is, does PlayStation have the patience and the monetary wherewithal to keep churning that butter and getting it to a better place? Can it? Based on some of the people that I heard play it, they say that the bones of the game are good. So presumably, new content, you know, make it free to play. I hear Foam Stars went free to play a week ago, right?
Yeah.
Like, make it free to play, or at least put it on your subscription service so you have an influx of players that way. Maybe it starts getting good, and then it starts letting others know that it's worthy, and that's how you'll get it back on its feet. I don't foresee them doing that, because historically they're not that type of company, but I hope I'm wrong. You know, it looks like they spent a good amount of cash on that thing, and they spent a lot of time turning it into something. Hopefully they do it the smart way, and, you know, out of nowhere we hear it has second life. It's happened with many of these games as a service. You didn't have me, you lost me. I the only games as a service of this kind that even has a remote chance is Marvel Rivals, because I'm a Marvel zombie from way back. The others lost me. You won't catch me on Overwatch. You had me Overwatch 2 with a campaign, and then you axed the campaign, so you lost me there. It is what it is, you know. So I really don't have a dog in the fight at all. It's just they could rehabilitate it. It's been done before. We'll see what they do with it.
Yeah, like Sea of Thieves. That's probably one of the biggest examples.
Exactly. Yeah,
something
yeah.
that was like, it's garbage, it's trash, and now it's
yeah.
like,
And now it sold 1 million on PS5. You know, hey, after 40 million on Xbox. You know, yes, it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they can cross play too on that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice. And I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard some of the, if they can tell you're a PlayStation pirate, that sometimes they're a little more ruthless to you. I've just heard that.
That's interesting. That's an
interesting game, I guess. Anyway, but bring it. Anyway. So yeah, parlay. No. So yeah, we're Hargey, before we get to your point on that, we got a couple of quick super chats. Let's knock those out. And then also we got over 332 people here. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to us already, and definitely hit the like button, as Dirt would say.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Love it. I love it. There we go.
Andy Hart, £5. Good morning, all. Looking forward to the casting of Frank Stone and can't wait for Silent Hill 2 remake. What say you all? All the best from the UK. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 is timed exclusive PS, right? So we'll have to wait for that one, or play it on PlayStation. I don't know if it's coming to PC day and date. I don't know if they're allowing that or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Yeah.
So generally, PlayStation tends to lock things to one platform, but we'll see. And then, yeah, casting of Frank Stone, I think that's going in directly to Game Pass. Is that correct? I think it is.
Let me take a look while we talk. Let's see here.
I think it might be going in. Yeah, if it is, then yeah, great. Try it. Why not? If not, we'll see how it rates. Hopefully it's good. Spartan661, $10. Xbox should never put their first-party games on other consoles. Keep your tech to yourself. MS will outdo anything Sony thinks is software. In software, I guess, maybe. Have fun paying for your game saves. Sony sucks. Or are.
That is probably the biggest thing that pisses me off is the game save.
Real quick.
Yes.
It does not look like it's going on Game Pass. It is on Xbox, but it does not look like it's on Game Pass. Yes. Continue.
All right.
Fair enough. Spartan, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. But yeah, but
they're both horror, suspense, thriller type games, by the way, just for those who aren't aware. Silent Hill's pretty well known, right? So
yeah. And on the Game Pass, they did announce these two as well that are coming real soon.
Riders Republic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I've been looking forward to trying Riders Republic. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Expedition's kind of
right?
Good mud driving game. So it looks pretty good. So Hargey, cool. What are your thoughts?
Sorry, what was? Now we went to this thing, and I'm like, am I frozen now?
You are, but that's all right. We can still hear you.
What the heck? God
dang,
right? Stupid thing. All right. Well, what was the question? I guess I'll be frozen. But
Hargeet, Asante, what was the question?
The
You just
question
answered it.
was, what are your thoughts on Concord and,
Yeah.
and how it's doing? You know,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
That's it.
Concord. Concord, yeah. Yeah, disappointingly, it did poorly, obviously, but it look I don't know what they thought that this was going to somehow do well, but they did. They paid for the game to be made, then bought the studio, and canceled all the other ones, but kept this one. And once you saw that the beta did not go well, right? They went through multiple stages of it, like where you had to buy the game and very few people showed up. They're like, fine, let's make it. Hey, I'm back. Let's make it PS Plus. And, that did not bring a lot of people. They're like, okay, we'll just make it everybody. Anybody can play it. And that still didn't bring in enough people. You'd figure they would learn the lesson that, hey, if you're going to give it a chance, you have to at least make it free to play. But apparently they didn't. So the numbers are really, really bad. For a AAA game, this is about as bad as it gets. You were showing like it was 68 players. Go look at Pentiment. I'm serious. Like, go look at Pentiment. This is a game that's in Game Pass on PC and on Xbox. Go look at Pentiment and Steam and just see how bad it is. that they're 68 players. Because Pentiment has 60 players.
Oh, wow. There you go.
It's a little nothing game. It's a great game. I don't want to bash it in any way, but I'm just saying it's not exactly a AAA in development.
You know, Josh Sawyer just blocked you, right? Just now, just this moment.
Hey,
Josh,
I love the game, by the way, Josh. I finished it. I thought it was really good. I just don't think people will give it a chance. It's unfortunate, but I don't think people will give it just because of the genre of the game. But man, it is a crazy game, Josh.
He just messaged me to tell you to get Twitter so he can block you for what you just said.
What, he doesn't like that I complimented the game?
He blocked Everborn Saga too. It's a running gag.
Did he like do that because he disrespected the
game? No. He blocks everybody with a check mark. That's what we heard. He blocks if you have a check mark, he probably thinks you're a douche.
Well, I don't have a check mark because I don't have a Twitter, so I don't care.
Exactly. Anyway, so you need to go get Twitter so he can block
if
you.
You want to try it out. It's in Game Pass. It's definitely worth a try, but you have to like those kind of games. It is a narrative-driven game. So, but it is a really crazy ass game. But you can look at the numbers, and there's just about as many people playing that on Steam for a game that's in Game Pass.
So there's two comments, Hargeet, you need to read real quick.
Don't you dare disrespect Pentiment. I'm not disrespecting Pentiment. I'm just, please no Pentiment slander. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just telling you what the numbers are, and it's just funny that Pentiment is at the same level as a AAA, probably $100+ million expenditure budget game, that Sony just put out there, and Pentiment's probably doing better. And look, Pentiment came out 2 years ago. That was 2022, right? And it's doing the same numbers. It's a brand new AAA game. That's a multiplayer game. This is a single player little campaign that runs for 10 hours or something.
Yeah.
The game. And wow. This is just, it's unbelievable that's happening, but it is what it is, right? I didn't expect it to be this bad. I expected it to do kind of poorly, but I still expected there'd be some players, right? You'd figure at least the PlayStation faithful would show up. They did not show up. It's not doing well at all. I mean, it's sad. The downside to this is that studio is probably in jeopardy. I don't know what's going to happen to them. I mean, these numbers are just bad. The industry is picking up on the fact that, they have some management issues over there at Sony. Shocking. We've been saying this for a while now. But hey, something needs to be done. Most of what Jim Ryan did has not turned out well for their studios. Most of those games have been canceled, and here's one of the big releases. And where's Bungie these days? Not looking good either. So we'll see what happens in the future. They need to kind of retool. Hopefully they still have some games that are their old style single player games, but how are they going to fund them? That's always been the problem, right? So it's a big loss. We're hearing 200 million. That's sad. That's really sad for Sony.
Yeah,
it's going to hit their bottom line. But hey, it is what it is. right? And some people seem to think it can be revived. I seriously doubt it. It's very hard to do. Look, I'll give you an example. Halo is a well-known franchise. It probably is the granddaddy of this whole thing when it comes to having online multiplayer craziness, right? And Halo Infinite started awesome, didn't deliver content. It's really good right now. It has not returned. It has not gone back to where it was when it started.
Yeah.
It had a very high, start. 200 plus K players, right? But it just, and that's on Steam, right? And looking at Xbox, obviously it's going to have that as well, probably more than that. But it has not returned to its former, number of players. And if that game can't pull you back, this is a new IP where there's apparently no compelling characters, and the gameplay is good, it's decent, but it's not to the level of some of the other ones. Like
hey, I will say right now, Hargeet, there will be no Halo Infinite slander, because on Steam it has now got 3,342 people playing at this very moment.
Yeah, which is way below its peak, though, right? If you look at its
true.
It was a
True. Its peak,
like that.
Its all time peak was 272,000.
Yeah, and it was doing 80, 100
times more people that were playing Concord.
It was doing really well. And unfortunately, because the content wasn't there, it fell off. And the content, it's not just content here's a little thing you can put on your armor. No. It was the game modes. We didn't have all the classic game modes. And you get tired of the same thing with the same 4 maps. And you're like, come on, we need more stuff. And that was what killed it, right? The momentum went away. If they had just delivered in 6 weeks, 3 weeks, here's one more map. Here's a new game mode. If they'd done something like that, it would have kept going. Unfortunately, they just didn't. And it's very hard to bring people back because there's so many of those big games now, right? And that's where it becomes a challenge. Look, Overwatch, if you look at that, delivered content, but that game is still running, and you can look at their numbers, and it's way higher than that. And they're doing pretty well. So, that's unfortunately the way things are. If you're going to compete in this market, you already have entrants that are there. You're going to have to pull people from it. It's got to be something cool, like Helldivers, right? Which was different. That pulled people in. You're going to have something like that. This was started right after Overwatch came out. So they obviously thought that was a good formula. Let's go make something. But 8 years later, there's other ones out there, and Overwatch kind of cemented itself. It's there. You're going to have to do something really compelling to make it worthwhile. So unfortunate, but it's the way it is.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess we'll move on to a game that is coming. Well, it's coming out. It's not coming to Game Pass, but the rumor that we meet that. So yeah, and that is the Space Marine 2.
Wow, it looks pretty good too.
And it's a co-op, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 3 people you and 2 of your friends can get in and just slaughter the hell out of everything. I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty damn good. I'm hoping that this is kind of a template for just how good a new or even better Gears can look. You know what? So Kay, what are your thoughts on this? Have you got a chance to play the demo or anything?
I did. Or? Yeah. I got like 10-15 minutes with the game at Gamescom. They had 2 booths. It was quite difficult to get in because it was next to a fire exit. So one of the booths were always closed. You couldn't line up. It was weird. Actually, a quick plug. A buddy of ours, and you know him and I know him, but you may not know him as Chad Dufall. He wrote something interesting for us, a preview on the gamingcircle.com, a little blog that we started some time ago, talking about this exact game and his experience with it. It's very fun. I mean, it doesn't reinvent the wheel. It doesn't do anything, at least in the small 10 minutes that I got a chance to play it. It's not like renovating or revolutionizing the Gears, if you will, formula, but oh boy, is it pretty. Like it's mindless, awesome, chainsaw rip and tear kind of fun, and the graphics are just so you see it on the screen, lifelike and realistic, and it is gory, like it's hardcore. The weapon, the enemy variety is super interesting. Some of them rush you, some of them are big lumbering things. You've seen it before, but if you recall, and I've actually tried to play. I've been trying to get through Space Marine 1 in preparation. Space Marine 1 is super fun, but the graphics don't hold. Well, not that they don't hold up, but you can definitely, like, this is one of those games where when you play or see footage of 2 after seeing 1, you're like, oh boy, they have what world have we come to? It is so much better. Like with a capital S, so much better, right? But the core combat mechanic and the core game moment to moment is still the same, and it's still great, and they shouldn't change it. I think it's awesome. So yeah, man, I think everybody should play it. I think when it comes out, it'll do killer numbers. It'll be great everywhere. When I played it, I didn't see that it was on a console necessarily. I think it may have been on a PC. I don't remember. Like I should have looked. They usually have it veiled. You all have Xbox controllers in your hands, but you never know what's behind. Some of them show you the dev kits. Others kind of have a veil. So I don't necessarily recall if this was one or the other, but it is awesome, right? I would say, get your money ready now, because it's worth your money. There were rumors and speculation that it might come to Game Pass. It hasn't panned out that way. It looks like it won't be coming to Game Pass, but hey, games are to be purchased, and this is one of those that you should purchase. It's awesome.
I agreed. I think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet on this one. It looks really like a lot of fun. Hargeet, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. It looks kind of Gearsy in a way, right? So, so yeah, it definitely looks like it'll be fun. I mean, look at even the weapon stuff. It definitely seems kind of Gearsy, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, this was an unabashed Gears clone when it first came out. It just was.
Yeah. So yeah. So and Gears is always fun. So and it's co-op. So let's see if we can get some co-op matches going with people and have some fun playing. There's a campaign to it, so why not? So I think there's standard multiplayer stuff too, right? So we'll see how that goes. But just playing the campaign will be fun.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's looking pretty good. So I don't. And it's good that there's a lot of variety out there, folks. A lot of great games coming for a lot of people, and there's no way you can say that this is a bad year for gaming, because it ain't. And we still got a lot more stuff coming between now and the end of the year. So much more. And like I said, at the end of this month, when we have our big blowout from the Tokyo Game Show. Oh my gosh. I just I don't think people are putting as much stock into it because of people saying, Xbox is going to be there. Guys, hold on to your hats. All I can say, it's going to be good. It's going to be really, really, really good. They're able to, I guess, announce a lot more stuff that's been in the works for a while, and a lot of things are going to come to light that it's really going to. I'm excited beyond belief, because to me, playing games that have been usually constrained to another market or a certain platform that are now coming everywhere is a good thing. Should a console have exclusives? Maybe a few, for sure. A reason to jump in the ecosystem. But when it comes down to it, I'd still rather play my Xbox than my PlayStation, because the Xbox to me is a better ecosystem and it controls better, and I just like the controller a lot better. But that's just me. But there's a lot of people out there like me. Wicked, evil, and on drugs. No, just kidding. I don't. Was that allowed? All right. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, Kay's like, what did you say? I don't know. I don't know at all. All right. So where we going to go next? And there's so many good things we can talk about. I do want to play. Let's see. Stop sharing that. There was a. Oh my goodness. I guess it was kind of shown again the other day. And this is actually, I believe, coming to Game Pass. And let me get the right screen. Sorry, everybody's like, what is Dave doing? He has no idea. Dave's just pushing buttons. Let's see. Share this screen. Share this window. Oh, here we go. Let's see. So there's this little game coming. And yeah.
Oh, you got me on here on the right day, man. I have all the deets on this one. This was great.
Well, okay, the
Yes.
floor is yours.
Yes,
Talk about what we're looking at.
Yeah, this is Expedition 33. I can now say, because the embargo has lifted, that I was invited by Microsoft to come to a behind closed doors
Nice.
little thing and talk to the developers, and they showed us some of this stuff. This game is like this. It was one of the games of my like my highlights of my attendance. It was freaking awesome. Like I can't tell you how high I am on this game. It is so good, and 30 people made it. 30. Yes, it does look like emo Batman is the protagonist, but I will tell you, the actual protagonist, the model for the protagonist, was one of the developers. Same hair, same face, everything. He just kind of looks like emo Batman. You know what it is. You know who I'm talking about. Robert Pattinson. He looks kind of like Robert Pattinson. But the game itself is pretty damn cool looking. Like what excited me about it is, we love AAA games. We love games that have high budgets and awesome graphics and all of that. But they also tend to play it safe because it takes a lot of money to make those AAA games come to life. This looks like one of those AAA games, seemingly, that did not play it safe because it's just 30 people making it, and what you're looking at is their skill and the advent of Unreal Engine 5, right? This is like pretty freaking awesome looking. The combat style is very much a hybrid. It is turn-based, but with agency. So like when your enemy is trying to strike you, you can dodge, you can parry, you can counter, and when you do it at the right moment, you can, like, obviously counter will strike back immediately. While we were watching and it was a hands-off presentation, it wasn't hands-on. While we were watching it, we saw literally the gentleman that was playing it kept countering, blocking. You can play the whole game and just keep blocking every enemy hit if you're good at it. It takes some time and some skill and patience to do it, but eventually you can get to that level of good and not have to worry about it. I don't know. I just thought this thing was amazing. You're walking it. The levels gave me almost BioShock vibes, if you will, like just this unique location. You're underwater right now, but you're breathing normally, and you see their hair floating oddly in the wind, and you see stuff floating as if you are underwater, but you're breathing normal air. Like, and this is just one of the few biomes that they showed you, presumably with more biomes being even odder and stranger. The title of the game, what is it? Clear Obscure is basically an homage to what they're doing. Beauty and darkness. That is an actual art style that they've gone for. So everything is painterly and beautiful, but you have weird, evil, odd edges and things like that. Actually had to look that up because I was like, why is it Clear Obscure Expedition 33? They even just call it Expedition 33, but that is a specific art style that they've gone for, and you can definitely see it on display. I was super hyped for this after getting out of it. Small team shooting really, really big shot, and it looks so far that it's really succeeding. It has its rough edges, right? They just said 2025. Right. And I bet that 2025 may be delayed or may be late in 2025. The build we saw, rough edges. You can see even in this demo they show you here, you can see that the beard has a little bit of lighting, that it hasn't been quite right. You can see a little bit of the rough edges there, but like 30 people made this, people. This is a 30 people game. It's epic. I cannot wait to play this, and I love the art style. I love the combat. It's just, I was very, very, very floored coming out of this thing. I had stars in my eyes. It was awesome. Absolutely epic.
Nice. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I kind of like the system, as it were, as it's going through the choices. Hargeet, have you a chance to take a look at this video at all, or see anything more about this game? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I've seen this video before, so like it looks good. But yeah, it's still what, a year and a half away, right? So we'll see when it gets closer. And is this one of the ones that is coming to Game Pass?
This is 100% coming to Game Pass, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's actually coming to Game Pass so much, Hargeet. You should have a jacket that has Expedition 33 right on the side.
Oh,
Remember, they
yeah,
gave
one of
us
the
one of
things,
those.
right? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
sir.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, good enough, right? When it comes, it comes. That's the beauty of Game Pass. It'll be here. It looks good though.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, and like Phil kind of locked that one down, which is cool. I mean, some people say, you know, well, why didn't you get this? Why didn't you get that? You can't lock them all down, folks. You just can't.
Exactly.
I mean,
There's only so much
it's
money,
coming
right?
everywhere. It's going
Yeah,
everywhere.
right.
It'll be on PlayStation 5. It'll be on PC. I think they got a grant from the Epic grant, so it's going to also be on Epic Store. It's going to be everywhere. But the benefit of console players or benefit of Xbox players is it's just part of your library to play when it shows up. You don't have to make the decision of whether you're going to pay for it or not. You're playing this game, and it looks amazing. It looks great.
Yeah, I think so too. I like it. I think it's purdy, as it were.
Mhm.
Mhm. And let's see, we do have another super chat. We'll get that one real quick since it's up here. Boom.
right. Robert Jr., $5. Did we get a date of when the game is coming to the Xbox yet?
No, we have not. No, we have not. We haven't gotten a date of when it's coming out at all. Again, just 30 people. It literally started as someone's pet project, and he slowly got more and more people to help him with it. You know, what they've shown is like a vertical slice of the game. They will release it when it's done. I asked them multiple times, 2025. When in 2025? 2025. Don't worry about it. You know, so they're ramping up now, but it has not been announced beyond the 2025. Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to Matt from Fun Speculation for keeping it real in the chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah. So and you know, we don't know everything, and sometimes things change. We were told one thing at the beginning, and then, you know, a couple months later, things happen. You know, like a lot of people, you know, Black Myth Wukong coming same day to Xbox as it is PlayStation, and it was in the marketing, and it was
so
mentioned
much.
on their
Right.
tags, and then out of nowhere, where's the Xbox logo? So things happen, things do change. There you go. So, but. Not to belay that. I did talk about a game, the Hong Kong Massacre, earlier, and I'm gonna just throw that up here real quick because I kind of like that. Like I said, I didn't know anything about it and saw Dirt was playing it in the background of one of his videos. Which Dirt Griggity, shout out to Dirt Griggity, by the way.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Yeah, thanks, Dirt. So anyway, so yeah, and Dirt does a lot of good videos as well as Hargeet and Asante too. So definitely make sure you subscribe to their channels for life because you don't want to miss out. Just saying, don't want to miss out. We have over 424 people here watching us between X and YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Now let me stop that screen, add this screen. I know you're not supposed to talk your way through it, but it makes it feel like I know what I'm doing when probably I don't. And oh, hey, here we go. So, boom. Let's see if I can skip ahead just a little bit. So here's some gameplay from a game. And I said I didn't know anything about it, and I saw him playing it, and I was like, this actually looks like a lot of fun. So there you go. And it's very bloody. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, have you seen this, or either one of you guys seen anything about this?
So it looks basically like, oh geez, what's the name of the game? 2D game, also same exact style. Oh my goodness, now it's going to drive me nuts. I played the heck out of this game for so long. Only it looks like it's a 3D, like it put like realism to it instead of the 2D art style. I have seen this demo before. Oh, thank you so much. And who said that? Primo. Thank you so much, Primo. Hotline Miami. It's literally Hotline Miami, but with a real skin instead of the 2D platform. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm looking forward. I will definitely check this out. Let me actually see. Let me see if this is somewhere that can be played right now. Because I have seen this. I just didn't know it was out in the zeitgeist just yet. Let's see here.
I bought it and downloaded it on the Xbox. So it was like $20.
Yeah, I see it right now on the old Steam for $20. and it's got mixed reviews. Why the hell does it have mixed reviews? It said, "Oh yeah, because it looks like Hotline Miami." Shut up, people! This looks great, amazing. What are we talking about? Anyway, yes, that's awesome. I'm definitely gonna buy this thing right now.
Well, there you go. There you go. Excellent. Made a sale.
Yeah, and it came out in 2019 of all places.
I know, right?
Like, what?
And I never, if I hadn't just been, if Dirt hadn't had his background, I never would have even picked up on this game at all. So,
That's
yeah, been
amazing.
out a couple of months, and it just looks cool. It looks fun, and we're all about games and having fun here. So there you go. Hargeet, have you heard anything about this before, or have you seen it, or is this your first time checking it out?
I think I've seen it on their while they're doing their podcast. So I think it was playing in the background or something, right? So I think I've seen it there, but outside of that, no, I haven't seen anything with it.
So this is where I get a little messy. This is where I get a little messy.
Go ahead.
Yes, it's $20, but if you were having to play it on you happen to play it on the old PC, it's $1.57 right now.
Wow.
Right now. Bought. It's sold. I already own it. $1.57. What are we doing right now? That's amazing. I'm buying it right now. Yes.
There you go. There you go. And Mav put up her for you, Kay. I don't know if you can read that or not.
He says, if I like these kind of games, I should have tried LA Cops. Okay. That's another one that's getting put on the list right now. See, this is what I do. I join podcasts and I listen to podcasts just for good recommendations.
There you go.
Oh yes, I have actually played LA Cops before. I've seen that. I see the logo. I've definitely played it before. Yes, but I do like these kind of games. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. All right, so I'll get off that. I just thought it looked cool, so
yeah,
I don't want it to.
And you were right
to bring it up, as it were. So all right, so let's see, where do we want to go now? We talked about we kind of, I don't know, but the Tokyo Game Show is supposed to be, it's going to be bigger than a lot of people think. Have either one of you guys, without giving anything away or anything, have either one of you heard anything about these rumors and speculation that there's some big things going to be announced at the Tokyo Game Show that might just surprise people who own an Xbox? Either one of you all heard anything?
I've heard some things. I have. But these days we've learned that until the ink is dry, you don't speak on it. So I will not speak on it because the ink is not dry. But I will say at Gamescom, an announcement was made that should have been at TGS. That would have been a big splash at TGS, if you recall. What's the name of that game that people have been wanting for Xbox for a long time? Oh my goodness, Yo-Yo-Verse game. I forget the name of the game now. Genshin, there you go. Genshin has made its way to Xbox, and to my understanding, there are games, there are projects that are of that caliber or even larger that are potentially coming to the platform. So if you are a big fan of certain games that you've wanted on that platform for a while, you might be surprised and you might be delighted. But of course, the ink isn't dry, so we don't know. We shall wait and see. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you. And to me, Genshin Impact, I got that thing all pre-installed, ready to go. So,
there you go. Yeah.
Set up on the list. Hargeet, anything? I mean, like I said, we don't want to, not going to give anything away. But have you? I guess, in your, have you heard anything that you think is exciting in the future that might be coming to the Tokyo
I don't know who
Game
it
Show?
was who put something out there that was some like 19 games coming out this September, like this month, and 17 in Game Pass, something along those lines. I don't know. So we got a whole bunch of announcements already, right? But I'm sure there's gonna be more. So it looks like there's some stuff coming at Tokyo Game Show. I'm gonna assume there's gonna be some announcements there. I wouldn't be surprised if they still have a digital show of some sort, because they announced one like a couple of weeks before, a week before last time. So they still have time. Maybe this week or a little late this coming week, they'll announce, hey, we have this digital thingy going on, and they're out there, right? So hopefully we do get some stuff. Third parties can always announce stuff as well, but it would be nice to have like an actual Xbox thing if they actually do a little digital, showcase of some sort. So yeah, we'll see what they do with it. But yeah, that's all I heard is a large number of games coming, right? So and I assume some of that's going to be based on TGS, some games from Japanese or maybe even Asian developers, right? It could be more than just Japanese, but we'll see. Yeah, so let's hope there's something cool happening there. Either way, there's going to be some announcements. We potentially have something coming up with PlayStation, right? With PS5 Pro, and then they'll be at TGS. So we'll see what they do there. Maybe there's a state of play coming at the end of the month. And then I think Nintendo's out at TGS as well. I'm not sure if they're going to announce anything. We'll see. But they're due next month. You know, it's already September, right? So next month, I would expect to hear something about this new Switch. But maybe it's been delayed. Maybe they'll start at the beginning of the year or something like that. We'll see. But we need to kind of get that new Switch information out soon. So, but yeah. So I don't know. TGS has some opportunity to do some of those things, but generally those big announcements aren't at TGS. It's more for networking. And then they have like a mini showcase type thing. Usually with Xbox, right? They do actually present something. The other publishers might be putting stuff out though. So we'll see if Capcom and Bandai and Konami and all those guys, Square have something. Sega maybe. We'll see. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, it's but
exciting. I have no other knowledge or anything. I haven't heard anything. I mean, I'm hearing from the other guys that Final Fantasy might be a potential, but that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, and even Square just seemed to almost double down on that just the other day, kind of saying that to maybe lay the foundation for things that are going to happen sooner rather than
they've learned their exclusivity lessons, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Hargeet, can you read that real quick on the screen? Can you believe this?
Absolutely. Spartan661 gifted 5 WebDave memberships. Let me go to the
choo choo motherfucker is what Matt would say. Holy shit, this is the fourth set of these he's done. So holy crap.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Can't thank you enough.
So generous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just gifted. Where is that? I'm trying to go back to find it.
Even Mav got one.
What if I just do this? Oh, it doesn't show me the people who got it though.
All right, so it's we got Grizzly.
Oh, here it is. Sorry, it is right here. I've got it. Grizzly, Raichi, Fun Speculation, nice. Fred Giriam, and then Kurt Bell.
Yeah. So yeah, and with that, you guys have access to all of these emojis, which I'm going to put in there.
There we go.
So burn them up, use them up, have fun with them, use them any way you want to. There they are. So yeah, so in honor of Mav getting a membership, everybody that has access to membership, please drop as many of the Indiana Jones icons that you can. So yeah, so shout out to Spartan661 for doing that. But yeah, we're gonna drop as many. Put anything you want in there, but drop out some Indiana Jones ones. Why so serious? Got the PlayStation one. That's right, TTS. Oh goodness. Yeah. So yeah, have fun with the emojis, man. They make it a lot of fun to join in. And like I said, if you want to join in for yourself, you think, oh my gosh, I'd like to be a membership, but they cost so much. It's $1. Just $1 membership gives you access to all of those emojis. So that's just our way of saying thank you so much for joining us. And I might actually be able to add another emoji. I got so many new members now, thanks to Spartan661. What a super nice guy, and I greatly appreciate it. Great member of the community. And guys, thank you. And Mav, there you go. And as Adele says, please hit the like button. That's right. One more time from Dirt.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Yeah, I told him I clipped that, and he laughed. So he's a good sport. Where's the? Oh, there it is. And of course, just we can't forget Sean. Oh, Sean, love you, buddy. Because I know he'll be listening to this later, going, "Oh no, Dut! They took my chapters, Dut." Anyway, and somebody asked me, "Goes, why don't you put in chapters?" I said, "Well, if you put in chapters, you have a choice when you're setting up a stream. You can set it up where it does chapters, which is cool, but you can also have it to where if somebody watches this later, all the live conversation in the chat will appear if you don't set it up as chapters. But if you choose chapters, it takes all that away. So I would rather have, some people would want to see what was mentioned in chat or actually read along the chat as they're watching the replay. And that's why I do it that way. So somebody asked me why I don't break it up into chapters, because I'm lazy. No, I'm just kidding. Well, maybe a little. So anyway, but yeah, so let's let's get on to this, I guess, our big last topic, unless you guys want to talk about something else. But so, it's I'll say it's rumors until it's true, until it's not, as it were. But I'm gonna bring it up. Here we go. That there's been another quote unquote leak about a breakdown of some prices and maybe some when this might happen. So I'm scrolling. I got it here. I promise. There we go. I did past it. What did I do? Oh, all right. So yeah, I'm gonna bring up post up. Dang it! I hate when it does that. Post up. Put this up. So I'm gonna share one of post ups as I'm rambling and talking, and everybody's looking at me like, "What is he doing?" I don't know. That's maybe why I don't put chapters in. Oh, goodness, what happened? Here we go. Let's go back to the... I promise you I'm bringing it up. Crikeys. Okay, here we go. And it did it again. Oh, Christ. Why is it not doing this? It is not letting me share this. You motherfucker. All right, so let's try this. Open a new device. No, it's not letting me do that either. All right, maybe this worked this time. All right, let me just share it and see what happens. Sorry, guys, don't mean to be sloppy and messy, but sloppy seconds. What? Kay's like, well, you see, the show's derailed. Dave's lost his fucking mind. So anyway, all right, here we go. Can y'all see that?
We can.
Great. All right, cool. So post up, put this up, and I thought it was kind of cool. Did I just mess it up? No, here we go. Okay, good. All right. So and thanks, Jay. $2 super chat from Jay Rambert. $2 super chat. Okay, hit that like for WebDave. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Even though I'm a little messy at the moment. So thanks, Jay. Appreciate that. All right. So yeah. I guess we'll start with Hargeet on this. His thoughts on this one. So the rumored is that the PlayStation 5 Pro will be announced sometime in the next. I think 99 is actually a significant number for a lot of PlayStation past
via
events.
a blog.
Yeah, it says via a blog. So we'll see if that happens.
Very interesting.
But like 1999 was the year of one of the systems was released. So. So yeah, so and a release date maybe the end of the year and the prices. So Hargeet, what are your thoughts seeing this?
It's interesting. I guess like it $600, which matches sort of the high end Xbox Series X with 2 terabytes and a disk drive. This one's digital. I don't know what the specs are to be able to tell if this is like them taking a bath or it's just not that much of a delta. Until we find out, we really don't know, right? So I don't think this is something where, Hiroki Tsutoki wants to take a huge hit. They aren't exactly in financial great shape, so it's not probably a good idea to say, hey, we'll take $100 hit or $200 hit every time you buy one of these things. So I'm going to guess it's not that much of an upgrade. But okay, so digital edition, $599, assuming it's true. They're putting it out in a blog post. They're not going to bother with the standard Cerny dog and pony show. I don't quite get what's going on there.
Did you do that one on purpose?
Of course.
Sorry.
Pony show.
Pony show.
Pony show. Of course.
Come on.
Dog and pony show.
I like it.
Well, so But doesn't that seem odd to you? Like they're gonna announce a Pro and not have any show for it? They're just gonna put it up as a blog post. Hey, we have a Pro. I don't think they care about this thing. I seriously, because why wouldn't you want to like tout it and say, well, here's what it's gonna do for you, and here's how much better it works on XYZ game or something like that? I'm like, don't they want to create any buzz like at all? $700 with the disk drive. Yeah, it's kind of what we expected. We were expecting more if it had 2 terabytes. It only has 1. Well, again, this is all rumor. We don't know if this is true, right? So, but if it is 1 terabyte, okay, cool. Yeah, let's hope that that's good enough. And for that kind of price, cool. But otherwise, it probably would have been $800. So I guess I get it, right? So it's reasonable, but I just don't get a blog post for this. I don't understand a blog. Really? You're not even gonna bother telling people why they should buy it? Like, that just seems so weird. Have they really pulled back that much on any form of communications that they just don't care to tell their players at all why they should actually engage with them? Like, that just seems so crazy. But okay. Like, whatever. It's a whole new console, and they're not even going to tell you about it. Like, okay, a blog post. I don't know if I believe it. So if that's not true, then the rest of it might not be true. But if that's true, they really have just given up on actually communicating. They just figured PlayStation players are so dumb they'll just go buy it. Like that's all it's got to be. Like, seriously, how do you not in any way tell your player why they should spend $600 or $700? That seems so crazy to me. But okay, I guess that's where they are.
Yeah, I'm with you. Kay, what are your thoughts?
So this doesn't surprise me at all. I'm actually like, I can definitely see it being a blog post. And why? Because the world has changed. Now you don't see that change manifesting in PlayStation as much as you do Xbox, but you always see Xbox take first movers shots and then PlayStation follows later, right? The ones that will care about the PS5 Pro that need to be marketed to will read the blog post because they check PlayStation's blog posts, right? The normal standard fare user that buys these PlayStations most likely will walk into a GameStop and see it sitting there and go, okay, either I want this one or want that one, right? The market is saturated with the PlayStation players. They are the reference design at this point. You can't make a dog and quote unquote pony show for a console. And here's where I won't push back, but here's where I will say the reason why it's like this. There's no incentive for them to do this because you're like, are they going to take a bath? Of course they're not going to take a bath, right? First off, because they don't have the money, as you know. Secondly, because if they did take a bath, it would be a bath on the hardware alone, and that's it. Because remember, this is not a next generation console. This is a console that's a mid-gen spec that's still tied to the base console, right? So if they threw the kitchen sink of technology at it, they couldn't use it. Because the minute you start using those things, now your development pipeline is broken and you got to rebuild for the PS5, which has all of your market, right? Yeah. So this is, oh, well, it was running at 49 frames and now it's running at 60. This is, oh, well, it was set to quarter resolution on ray tracing and now it can be half resolution. This is incremental things on the end. You know, obviously there'll be some whiz bang and some shiny to get you to want to buy it. Hey, you can add the disk drive, add or remove the disk drive individually. Maybe they'll add some interesting things to it as well. But it's not technologically intelligent to push this because it's still tied to the base console, which is the PS5, right? So, it wouldn't be smart of them to put. That's why there's no real CPU increase based on the rumors we've heard. It's like a 10% increase. They've overclocked the existing. Because think about it. The minute you push it to its limit, the minute you say, okay, we're going to put our foot down, give you something worth buying, now you've got to tell developers to develop for PS5 Pro and for PS5 and do it in a very different way because now they have different actual hardware spec. No, you can't do that, right? The best part about all of this mid-gen stuff is you build for the PS5 and then you tweak it a little bit for the Pro. You give it a little bit more performance for the Pro, but it will literally be PS5 code. You can't, this can't be PS6, because during PS6, what do? They cut off 5 and they go, hey, 6 is its own thing. You can ball to the wall, hit new benchmarks. This can't do that. So if you're throwing a lot of hardware at it, you're basically giving a lot of hardware to developers who will not be able to use it, because at the end of the day, they still need to adhere to the big PS5 market. Right?
Right.
And of course, Totoki's out here trying to make money. My question that I've asked a lot of people that kind of clarify some of this is PlayStation and Xbox. And I'll ask you that, WebDave. What are they selling? What is their primary sell through? What is the thing that they're here to sell you?
The subscription.
The games.
Games, yeah.
Right? By way of subscription, by way of like they're here to sell you games. Right? And in that world where they have to sell you games, that is their priority. If they lived in a world where they could bypass this loss leader of a console and still sell you the games, that's of course what they would do, because that means it doesn't cost them shit to sell you the games that you want, and all they make is profit, right? Unfortunately, it happened that we came in the world where they needed to make consoles in order to sell you those games, because for a long time, tech was not available that could just easily deliver you your games like that. Now we are there. But of course, many of us graybeards are like, but we want our consoles. So now they want to shake that monkey off their back. That's what this is. Right? Because if PlayStation woke up one day and could just sell you games on the platform you already have and they get all the profit, why the hell would they want to give you a loss leader? Every time you buy one, they lose money. Right? So
exactly.
Honestly, this looks, and let me be clear here. This is not me saying it's going to be a dud or it's going to suck or anything like that. It will most likely have features or have more stability and resources that the general PS5 does not have. Obviously, it will. But I don't foresee this pushing the envelope to the hilt at all. And the price tells you that the world of subsidization is over, right? It will have incremental increases here and there. But what that means is you're paying full price, and maybe they might put a little bit of profit in that $6.99, because they don't want to lose money buying these things anymore, right? Now, what I find super interesting in this is, when will the PS6 come? Right? If you're dropping this PS5, and that's probably another reason why you get a blog post instead of the Dog and Pony Show. They reserve the Dog and Pony Show for big releases. Oh, we're releasing our new monster. That's when Sony will come off as a high ivory tower and go, guess what? Now we have, I don't know, RAM that will take care of everything. You know, last time it was an SSD. I'm sorry, I'm being messy. Forgive me.
No.
This is why I think it's a blog post, because it's an incremental increase. Incremental. Something that will get you excited. If you are a hardcore that's about the next gen hardware, it will help you. You'll like it. You'll probably buy it, right? If my PS5 were to die and I wanted another PS5 and this was there, I probably might buy this if the price was right. Who knows, right? It's not a new benchmark. It's not bring out Sony to talk about magical buzzwords. It's exactly the same thing. It's a PS5, just a bit stronger, right? But I guess my question is, when you release this, does that mean in 2 years it becomes an old news? Because if you think about it, 2 years after the One X was announced and talked about, the next generation came about, right? So they weren't able to really use it to its full fruition. That's actually one of the reasons I'm salty. That One X could have done a lot, but they weren't allowed to because it was tied to the OG One, right? The OG Xbox One. As will this be tied to the PS5. So does that mean from now on, they push the next gen further so you can use this for a longer time? I don't know about that, right? Hargeet, what are your thoughts in that? Do you think this extends next gen, or in 2 years we turn around and we see a new piece of hardware?
Well, this has been one of my concerns about their side, right? If Xbox is actually going to push something in 26, this makes it challenging for Sony to kind of counter that in 26. And the reason is simply because if this is your new thing that you're putting out now, your new feature set is going to have to be better than this. You have to wait for that, or you say you're ready to do that. You now have to start the manufacturing process of that to test it out, see if it's viable, then make a dev kit. Send the dev kit to your developers, send the dev kit out to third parties. These all take their incremental time frames. They're not like 2 weeks. It's usually like 6 to 9 months to get your first yields. And then you get to, your dev kit, and then you have 6 months of internal testing and working with your teams. And then you
and by the way, you're also working on the timeline of AMD, who also does not have like just magic chips just waiting for you. They're also on a timeline that they themselves have already promoted.
And
right.
You have to deal with the roadmap,
there's
right?
a lot there. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a good or bad. Like, so if normal cycle, it would probably be 3 to 4 years before the next thing, right? And that puts them at best case 27, realistically 28. So that gives a year or two to Xbox, assuming that they're willing to take that leap and do it ahead of time, because that does mean they might have inferior potential performance. But here's the thing: I keep saying this. At some point, the performance just doesn't matter. It comes down to capabilities in games, and like if you can have the most performant thing. The One X was the most performant thing, right, in that generation. Did that matter?
Exactly.
It didn't.
Well, but see, that's the thing I was saying. So, it was performant as hell, but it was tied to the base console. So no developer can even use that performance beyond a few little bells and whistles here, because you're still tied to the base console. What are you trying to do? Like cut off all of your base console players in order to just strike these small niche pro players? Of course not. That's not where the money's at.
Yeah, no, it's not even that. It's the fact that, the platform that won was still the underperforming one as far as performance. It didn't matter. Like that part of it almost never matters. In fact, in most cases, the one that has the higher performance does not win the generation. It's almost always the one that has the games. It's always about the games.
Yeah.
And if you have the content, people will come to the content. That's just the way it is, right? So, and this is kind of where Microsoft is positioning themselves. They have a lot of studios. They have a lot of content. That's just the way it is. Unfortunately for PlayStation, they played a gamble to move their studios to make gas games, and that did not work out. So they have a little bit of a lull now where they have a few games. They'll have a few games, but it won't match the output of either of their major competitors. Nintendo always brings it. You look at their releases, 8 to 10. Every year, 8 to 10. And they'll have 2 to 3 big games. This is the way they are. They just keep doing it year after year after year. It's crazy how they keep doing it, but they keep doing it. And then Microsoft, you already saw the showcase.
I mean,
they will keep having that, so.
To be fair, they keep doing it because they're targeting a potato that's been outdated for 10 years.
You can say whatever you want, but
they're still bringing it. Yes, they do. Absolutely. No doubt.
And they make double the profit of their competitors, right? And
of course.
That's just like, as a business, you can't ask for, it's like, that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
So, and their console keeps selling, even though it's like freaking 8 years old, it keeps selling. Like, it's nuts, but it is what it is. That chipset, right?
That SoC was outdated 2 years after it was released. It just is what it is. But they were smart not to let it go, because now everything is profit,
Yep. So either way, so it's, I like, as far as what this is going to do, as far as the next gen, look, they could do parallel efforts. It is possible that they're doing something in parallel to make a 6. And maybe they know, hey, look, I got to get it out in 2026. It's just, if you want your partners to target this, now they have to figure this out, right? And then you're saying, oh, no, guess what? You got to figure out the PS6 too. Well, which one's a priority? Is it this one or that one? And remember how long it took for people to get used to the Series X dev kit? Because it was COVID times. It was hard for them to be able to be at an office with the dev kit. And it took them time to even figure out how to use that bloody thing. And the PS5 dev kit was there earlier, right? So they were able to figure out how to use that thing. But that took a year. What's going to happen if you take a year or two for this, and then you're saying, oh, hey, now we need to go into the PS6? Like, these are the things you have to worry about, right? So maybe it's fine. Maybe they'll figure out a way to make it happen. But my expectation is it's going to push out that next gen.
I honestly think that the reason why that may not necessarily be a factor is that this is base PS5. Like just like PS5 was PS4 Pro, this is PS5. This is PS5 Pro, meaning it's exactly the same exact hardware profile with slight stability increments. It's like barely a difference in hardware profile. They actually have virtualization specs where it can hit a little bit higher of a gigahertz clock, but it's still literally the same PS5 you know and love. It just has a bit more stability on the end. There's rumor of it potentially using NPUs to try and stabilize some frame rates and things like that. Hey, that may be them testing the waters for PS6, but if they are going to do this and then 6 shortly after, I really doubt this has like new benchmark features that you have to have. This is literally the ROG Ally X to the ROG Ally. That's what this is. Which is if you have the Ally,
perhaps that's
maybe
all
wait
it
till
is,
next
right?
gen. Yeah.
Because what we were hearing was using the double execution feature of AMD, that they would have like 30-ish T-flops, something around that, right? Which puts it at around 14, 15 in that range, jumping from the like 10.28, whatever it is. So that's essentially what we're seeing here. And then it would use double execution for some of the capabilities. We'll see. I don't know what the specs are until I know. It's very hard to tell. And will people take advantage of it? Will it have any meaningful impact? It's hard to tell, right? So
that's
we'll
the
see
thing,
what
right?
they actually are doing.
That's the thing.
So,
I'll even take them at their word and say, yeah, they are hitting a good benchmark. They are trying their best to give you what you pay for. But then is the onus then on the developer to really make use of that while still adhering to the base PS5 crowd? That's a little bit of an uplift for them. You know what I mean? It's not in their best interest to do that because the bulk of your market is still PlayStation 5 base.
And so I mean, we'll see what this means, right? So AMD's T-flops versus NVIDIA's T-flops are very different.
Always dubious. Yeah.
And you have to kind of deal with the fact that they're doing some funky things. So you don't usually get the same level of performance. And also they have a brand new AI upscaler with PSSR, PSSR.
The Pisser.
The PSSR, PlayStation Super Resolution. So we'll see what that does, what it brings to the table. I mean, it's going to just be hardware baked, right? So I assume it's just going to use it all the time anyway. So we'll see how that works out. Again, as far as that future thing, though, I don't know if it's going to matter. And if Xbox puts out something that gives you enough performance, but gives you new capability and the software, that's always it. It's just the games. And if they have a launch lineup of craziness, it's going to be hard to resist, right? And if it's not like a ridiculously priced console, $800, $700, it could be pretty compelling, right? So we'll have to see what they do with it. We'll have to see. And they have the potential for a portable. We don't know if that's going to be part and parcel of it or not. We'll see. So that's where this becomes kind of an interesting thing, right? So it's up to PlayStation to bring it and see what they can, bring to the market. We still have Nintendo bringing their thing, next year. So that's going to be something to contend with. And, every competitor has their play at it, I guess. But I think this pushes things out. But again, Sony could do something crazy and say, no, we've been working on the 6 the whole time. We're ready to roll and we can do it in 26, 27, right? We'll be ready to go as well. I don't know.
I hear you on that, Hargeet, but that would then like really counteract their message of we need to be more smart with our money. Wouldn't Totoki just walk in and go, nah, homie, you're not doing but double. No, like that speaks to people who have money to burn. And that's not what these people are showing us so far. I hope you're right. As the technologist, I always want NLB, newest, latest, best. Let's go. But it doesn't seem like they're on that page,
Yeah. I mean, so do you think it's going to be 28, 27? What do you think for PS6 if it's coming?
See,
no PS6.
believe it or not, I think they are trying to they're trying to exert that energy that Nintendo has been successful at, which is don't worry about when it's coming. Here's some games. Buy more games. What does it matter? Here, you want for the crowd that wants the new hotness, here's the PS5 Pro, right? How will you know it? Because you guys are the same crowd that tends to read our blog posts. So there you go. right? For the mom and pops who just want one, you'll go to GameStop and you'll see a new one and you'll make your decision there. They don't want to emphasize new hardware because new hardware puts them back at the 8 ball of costing money every time you buy one. And the gentlemen in the chat have already said it right. All the games that make them the money are still on PS4. What are they going to do? Cut them? Fortnite.
That is
still
another
on
interesting discussion.
Roblox,
right?
still
Because
on, right?
right now we are seeing essentially the PC take over what is the console, right? Because in PC world, people will stick to their old card. It doesn't matter. Like a 1080 still works, a 1650 still works, and the majority of games that come out, they work on a 1650 baseline.
Absolutely.
And you can play your game. Who cares? It works. It just you play your game, right? And for people who have that, they're like, I'm good. I don't need to upgrade because I don't have the money, but I can play my games, right? And you get so many discounts for Steam codes. Epic gives you free games, and Amazon's giving you free. So you have a whole bunch of content available. If you want to subscribe to Game Pass, you have it. It's even cheaper, right? So there's so much options there. So, but now we're seeing that kind of transcend over to the consoles. PS4, the low tiers, PS4 and Xbox One. People don't want to leave those because they're playing the games they want to play, and they don't have anything pushing them. And it's like, well, why spend $500 I don't have to?
That's because the third-party black hole games that they love so much refuse to close up shop on the older gen. And as long as they keep doing that, there's no incentive to upgrade.
Right? Yeah. And so this is kind of an interesting headache they're going to have now is how long do you keep the PS4 and Xbox One alive? Because realistically, you're not going to throw away. There's 30 million Xbox One players and 50 million, 60 million PS4 players. You're not going to stop it. You're not. You're just not. You're not going to throw away that many players. So how long do they keep it alive? How do they push
we were making jokes.
That impetus? I don't know if
we were making jokes that it would take both Xbox and PlayStation cobbling together a bag together and go, do you think this is enough? $2 billion to Epic? Please, let's tell them to stop. Let's here, make it whole. Close up shop. No more PS4s and Xbox Ones. There's no way. There's just no way.
I don't know. Because look, you got the Steam Deck. And once you got that, you're like, dude, they're going to profile the Steam Deck, aren't they? And if you're going to profile the Steam Deck, that's pretty damn close to a freaking PS4. So then why not just get the Xbox One?
That's less than a PS4, sir. Less than a PS4.
Right? And so you're like sitting there going, why wouldn't I just keep putting my game everywhere? If I'm going to put it there, I might as well just put it it just doesn't make sense to not do it.
And most of the players that keep buying your microtransactions, that keep buying the next season, the next skins, they're all doing it on PS4 and Xbox One. They're still doing that, right? So the minute you say, well, we're done with that gen, now you, Epic, you, EA, you, all those publishers who have no skin in the console game, you're now losing money. Why the hell would you do that? Right? And as long as you keep doing that, you can have PS12. People playing on PS4 will still enjoy their games and never upgrade. It's a weird place.
So we're in a different spot now. And, I don't know that what it exposes is that there's people like us that A, want technology to move forward, and B, want to see the new thing competing, right? Whereas the majority of gamers, they don't give a crap about any of that. They just want to play their games. They just want to play their games. And whatever platform gives it to them with the best value, they're going to go get it.
Keep at it. That's right. Yes. And now you know why the Series S exists.
Yeah. It's a brilliant move. It still is. People keep calling it potato and it's a bad idea. No, it's still a good idea. You still see it on several countries. That is the higher selling Xbox. It's the Series S. And who cares? Fine. Go get it. It's good enough. It plays your games. That's all you need.
Damon D in the chat says this will all change with GTA 6. My question is, really? I know a lot of people will buy GTA 6. Of course, I know a lot because GTA 6 is GTA 6. But I don't think the Fortnite crowd closes up shop because GTA 6 is only on the next gen. Right? I don't think the Roblox crowd closes up shop because GTA 6 is only on next gen. They still run this market. And they'll continue to just keep playing their stuff where it is. You know what I mean?
And GTA Online, when do you think that's going to be a factor? Is GTA Online going to change immediately, or is it going to take it took a year? I think last time was 6 months, a year, something like that, for it to kind of come out online, right? So by then, maybe the PC version is out as well, right? And we don't know what the market's going to look like, right? There's all these handhelds coming out. Xbox is putting a handheld out. Is that what people want to migrate to? You know, maybe the Switch 2 or Pro or whatever the heck they're going to call it. Maybe that's going to be the thing that people gravitate towards, and that might have GTA. It probably will have GTA 6. So what is going to happen? We have no idea, right? So we'll see what the next step is for these players. But I think a lot of those players are happy with the games that they get. They probably play Fortnite like 80% of the time. They might jump over to a sports game every now and then there's Call of Duty for those who actually want to play it for like a little while. They'll play Call of Duty and swap back to Fortnite, right? There's the other shooter games, Apex, all those, but generally it's Fortnite that generally pulls a lot of people. And then a lot of the other ones that are on console anyways, they're free to play. At Overwatch, there's now we have Valorant, Genshin's coming, stuff like that, right? So you play those kind of games. I don't know. There's all sorts of Genshin is free, right? Free to play. I believe it's free.
Yes.
So anyway, so they have those kind of games to keep playing, right? And is Genshin, by the way, going to be backwards? I think it's also coming cross-gen. It probably is.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. PS4 for Xbox
and
One,
this is why it's not in their best interest to emphasize next-gen hardware, because only we will buy it. The people who play Genshin, the people who play Roblox, the people who play Fortnite have no incentive to buy it, because those games won't go, we're closing up shop now, only next gen. They won't do that.
Yeah, it's tough. NCAA, right? They like that's the college football, whatever, the college football one, right? They did that, right? So
but to be fair, the college football one, they didn't have previous code. They'd stopped making that game for a long time. I mean, they could have cobbled together and gone last gen, but it's good to start a new benchmark because they hadn't made it in like 10 years. Right. But if you've been making them year after year after year, what is your incentive to cut the code and start next gen only?
Yeah. This is the headache, right? So I don't know. GTA 6 might be a good driver, though. It might be something that pushes some people.
It will. I agree. It will be a good driver. I just don't think it'll be the complete driver. No, I don't think it'll be the complete.
Not going to eliminate it.
Well, you look at
it's going to bring some over.
Like Fortnite, they made the updates to where it's 4K 60 frames for
but see,
for
Fortnite did it very smartly, right? What they did was the stuff that you can't change, they kept exactly the same. So you can still play that thing on a potato, but graphically you can dial it up to 11 and put the nanite in and you make it all beautiful and everything else. But the stuff that wouldn't dial back and forth, the CPU complexity, that has stayed as basic as it always was. So you can still play it on the Switch 1.
Yeah.
Right. The minute they make that complex, the minute all of a sudden it's all whiz bang and next gen, now it won't run on the Switch anymore. Why would they do that? That's where a lot of their money is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and that's what makes myself and Hargeet upset, because that means we'll never get real next gen games. They will continue to keep the fundamentals of it basic so that the last gen can keep playing it.
Yeah. No. Oh man, some great points tonight, guys. You guys are absolutely on fire. Chat has been amazing for sure. Spartan 661, thank you again for all the gifted memberships tonight. Greatly appreciate you, sir. Means a lot, your support. So thank you so much for that. And he says, hit the like button. Yay, everybody hit the like button. If you can, hit the subscribe button too. If you haven't already, we're on our way to 3K. Getting closer and closer. We're getting a big chunk tonight too. So thank you all so much for doing that. So yeah, we got over 560 people watching us right now on both YouTube and on X. Thank you very much for tuning in, for watching us. All the shows will replay on audio version. We have an audio, the links in description below. The links description for both of these gentlemen in the description below, and the audio version later, if you listen as well, will also be in there as well. So please click on it, like and subscribe. Definitely not only like their channels on YouTube, but subscribe to their channels. Asante puts out some amazing content. Plus he has his really, I guess, putting a foot forward on their webpage now, and I'm excited for that and the content that they have there. So, Asante, please, the floor is yours. Tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, and all the great shows that you have going on.
I appreciate it. Thank you. But it's always great to be here. If I'm not on the show, I'm in the chat lingering. Had some prior family requirements that I had to attend to, so I was a little late, but I appreciate y'all having me on the show. Yes, I I was lucky enough to get a chance to go to Gamescom. I was lucky enough to get a chance to sit in with some developers. So I've been writing a bunch of articles. I've been putting a few things out there on thegamingcircle.com. I will be trying to get a few of those devs on the show. We host a show called the Gaming Circle Podcast every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the next couple of weeks will be interesting, trying to get a couple devs on, some indie folks, some folks whose games maybe you might not have seen because it may have fallen through the big bombastic cracks, you know. So those are the ones that I want to give some attention to. So appreciate anybody coming and check us out. Every Saturday we're doing it, and Monday nights myself and Mr. John Wolf will be hosting a more PC centric show where we talk handhelds, things like that. A lot of interesting things in this space as well. So yeah, we appreciate all the folks who want to come check us out and become a part of the conversation. It's always fun. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here, Kay. And hopefully we might have some more interesting things to talk about handheld wise in the future.
Yes. Yeah, in the near to midterm, we shall see.
And maybe a handheld that has more capabilities than we've thought. A lot of rumors, a lot of things we've heard behind the scenes, and Didn't you get to hang out with? Was it?
I did. I got to hang out with the wizard. I did. I've met him twice now. Met him once in LA where we hung out for a while, and then I also met him in Germany, which we hung out for just a brief moment. But yeah, for those, the wizard, Jason Ronald, maker of Xbox. As you can tell, I'm a big tech guy. I love tech nerd. Love that stuff. So whenever I get a chance to talk shop with the man, I relish the opportunity. So yeah, we've gotten a chance to talk. No tea was spilt.
Right.
We just talk general tech stuff. He's also into handhelds, so we talk about what kind of handhelds he plays with and what he travels with and stuff like that. But it kind of opens your mind to what he's using and what he might want to put out there into the world. We shall see.
He's excited for the future, and I think he's going to be a big part of the future for Xbox hardware.
Yeah.
So yeah, exciting things. Hargeet Chani, buddy, thank you so much again for being here. I love having you on. Thank you so much for stepping up and being a co-host when you can, and it's fantastic having you on. But I know usually you just talk about, but if you can, tell everybody about all the shows that you got coming up, because you are on a lot of stuff, and some people may not know where you're at. Anything you want to talk about, just the floor is yours, and of course tell everybody about your book too.
Yes. So if anybody doesn't know, I have a book. It's called Emergence. Check it out. You can go to shop.chani.us, link right there. And then if you want to subscribe to my channel, YouTube, it's the Hargeet Chani 1. Subscribe away. I think the next one is just going to be Booms. So it'll be Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's a double header. I got 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time with Boom on Primetime Gaming. It's Double Barrel Gaming is the channel. And then with Fonz, I co-host GameStalk Live. So it's Fonz Gaming is the channel. Check that out at 10 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. And then it'll be Night Shift with C Money and Doodle. That'll be on Friday. It's basically become 8 p.m., but it's supposed to be 7 p.m. But between 7 and 8 U.S. Eastern Time. Check that out Friday. And then back here. So we'll be back here at 7 on Sunday. So
yep. And thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. And yes, Hargeet is not on social media, but he is on Discord. So, and is the where you can find him on Discord is in the description below, along with his YouTube channel as well. So if you want to find him there and reach out and talk to him, that's how I get a hold of him if I need him. So yeah, so that's it's definitely a way you can reach him. So he doesn't need to be on social media, although maybe one of these days we'll make him.
Happy Labor Day to those who are in the U.S.
Yep.
Enjoy your day off.
Happy Labor Day, sir. Yeah.
Yep. Some of us on Labor Day have to actually work on Labor Day.
Oh,
that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. First year at this new job, you get all the shit ones. So, but that's okay. I don't mind it at all. It's actually not that bad. So, with that said, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for joining us. And again, shout out to Tony from the Plume Network. He will be on a future show. He wasn't able to make it tonight. Last minute things came up with his family he had to take care of, and family first. That's my rule. I will die by. So anyway. Awesome. WebDave working late. Yeah. Actually, I go in here in about an hour or so. So yeah, I'll be on the third shift again, but that's okay. So just remember me about 6:30 in the morning when you guys are sleeping nice in your bed, and I'm just getting off work, trying to drive home and not run into a tree. No, I'm just kidding. But just kidding. No, but yeah, no, it's great having everybody here. Thank you so much. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're on our way to 3K, and we greatly appreciate you guys. And if there's anybody in the future that you think, hey, he'd be a good person on the show, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to me on email, or you can leave a message in the description below for somebody you think would be a good guest to have. We have a lot of great rotating guests. I know, like in the future, we're going to have Randall Thor 19 is said that he will be back on. Colt Eastwood said he was going to be on again in the future. So a lot of great members of the community that we will have on, rotate around, or working on getting in the future, getting both the dynamic duo of C Money and Doodle, because you can't have one without the other now. You just can't. Sorry, C Money. But yeah, and then of course, Dirk Griggly and Sean will be back on the future episodes as well too. So yeah. Anyway, shout out to everybody, and shout out to the Graybeards. Shout out to all the wonderful people that are joining us here on the Gamers Council.
Game over.